Customers come from a variety of service of sources, like individuals requiring documents for immigration, doctors, lawyers, not-for-profit organizations, governmental agencies, for-profit companies, courts, churches, school districts, and the like. There have been an increasing need for services given the growth in the Hispanic communities, both in the United States, New York State, Monroe County, and the city of Rochester, as indicated by this graph where blue is 1990 and red is 2020. In 1919, there were only 26,000 Hispanics in Monroe County. By 2020, they have grown to 67,000. 46.1% of them said that they spoke Spanish, and 24% indicated they don't speak English very well. There have been lower rates of graduation from high school and college that affects many aspects of the Hispanics. The problems I have is I have an outdated software. I have no media presence at all. And the pandemic has had a negative impact in my business, going down from 30,000 to 6,000. Competition is varied, but not necessarily effective. For instance, telephone interpretation, you cannot see the facial expression and body language. Computer assisted tend to be literal. That has contributed to limited access to services, particularly in healthcare. As an alternative, I offer fair costs for these services. Out of the area services have a background in healthcare, psychology, education, and administration, and the ability to consult with Spanish-speaking people from other countries. I need to keep up with social media. And to do that, I need a website. It has to be developed and maintained. I need Facebook ads, business cards, computer, Microsoft Office, Acrobat, a translation assistant, Google Ads, and I need to obviously create a web page and have posters. With that, I, I, I think that I will increase both the number and the type of clients to 25,000 in 12 months and 45,000 in 24 months. As the sole owner, given the passing of my husband, who was my assistant, I need an assistant. I have a unique set of skills, both in experience and educational background. I provide quality and reliable services that are audience targeted. I have a lot of satisfied clients, the ability to provide services out of area, and the company has been serving the community for 32 years. So with your help, I hope to achieve my goals, and I thank you for your attention. Thank you. That's it.
Great. Luisa, thank you so much. It's a great way to start us off tonight. That was wonderful. Keisha, I have 3 minutes and 54 seconds. Is that about what you have? Yep, cool. All right, so judges, that's 3 points on the time. That's an easy 3 points, Luisa.
Oh, thank
So,
you.
yeah, I'll kick it over to Yasmin for first comments.
Okay, sorry. I was on the scoring rubric. I couldn't find the actual little box for Zoom. Okay, so great job. A couple of things that came to mind in terms of your market sizing. Are you able to go back to that slide really quickly?
I think so. Let me go to share. And
I think the only thing that I wondered was,
is that the one or that one?
I don't see anything up here.
I did share. Share. Okay. Share. Can you see it now?
It's loading. Okay. So where was the slide about how many clients you believe you could get within the next like 12 and 24 months?
That's next to the last one. Yeah, the thing is, before the pandemic, I had an income of over $30,000 a year. What happened was I had many school districts that I provided services. And with the closing of the school
Okay.
districts, it went down. The other thing was that the Diocese of Rochester, I translated a newspaper, and they went from publishing every month to just printed copies, to
Okay.
just doing that on the internet. So there were less articles to translate.
Okay.
Um, the other thing is because of the pandemic, for instance, doctors' offices and so on, I was not able to go, and physical therapy departments and the like, because of my conditions. I was, I have heart problems
Okay.
and kidney problems. I wasn't able to go in person during the pandemic. Now that I'm fully vaccinated, that's a different story.
Okay. Thank you for showing the slides, because at first I didn't see the numbers and I was thinking clients. I'm like, wait, hold on a second. But these are the income projections. Okay, so
Yeah.
good job. And I think, on future iterations or versions of the deck, I would get into specifically who are you going after in terms of customers, right? Because your primary target audience really is organizations, whether government or nonprofit.
Right.
So I would hit harder on that key aspect. But great
Okay.
job.
Thank you.
Jahida?
Sorry, I'm flipping between screens here. Yeah, I would just echo what Yasmin is saying. I think you did a great job, Luisa. That's all I got for you.
Okay.
Dave?
Hi, Luisa. I liked the way you had the statistics which described the problem. So that was helpful. That was really good. The way you laid that out. Some more specifics about how you're planning on meeting those income projections over 12 and 24 months will be helpful. The expenses associated with that level of business. And this is in line with what Yasmin said. If you could drill into that 25,000 income number, you intend on capturing X number of clients at an average dollars per client of Y dollars, whatever those numbers are,
Okay.
that brought you to those that $25,000 number. That would be really helpful too.
Okay.
Otherwise, you did a nice job.
Thank you.
Michael?
I'm just going to ditto what everybody actually said. You did a good job, Lisa.
Thank you.
She's taking a sale right now. That's
No,
great.
I just got rid of it.
No, I'll finish it up. I think you did a great job. Just kind of what Dave said about showing exactly how you're going to increase those projections or increase those revenue numbers. How many additional clients is that? How are you going to go out and get them? How many hours of work is that? But no, I think you did a really good job. Great way to kick us off tonight. And go make your sale. And
Oh my Lord. Oh,
Simone, you are up, and I will tell. We have, let's see, Lashana Rogers is on deck, and then Destiny Ward right after that. But right now it's Simone Ragland.
Good evening. Excuse me 1 second. I was just, I know I sent a PowerPoint last week. I made some small changes. Do you happen to have it?
I have your PowerPoint here. Give me about 10 seconds and I will have you up here and ready to go. And Simone, you sound a little distant from the microphone, so I make sure that you're staying close to the mic and not moving around too much. And then you just let me know when you're ready to change slides, okay? And I'll start whenever, we'll start timing as soon as you start.
Okay. How's my sound?
You're good.
Sound
Good?
good.
Okay, okay. All right, thank you. Let me find, hold on a second here. Where's my, oh, okay, here we go. Good evening. My name is Simone Ragland. I'm the president and CEO of Families Aimed Toward Excellence, also known as FATE. We are a tech-enabled resource for K through 12 students and families. We offer a myriad of services that are based in education and social work. I have learned in the development and functioning of FATE in the past 2 years that when serving a family in one capacity, other needs arise, which leads me to discuss our current highlighted product. It is dedicated to mitigating the learning losses of students that students have experienced due to the remote and hybrid style learning. So imagine this, a school district, total population 31,050 students, 45% Black, African American, 21% Hispanic, Latina, 83% economically disadvantaged, 61% are K through 6. That is our target population. Speaking of target, did you know Buffalo Public Schools District is listed by New York State Ed as a target district, as opposed to a good standing district, because their most vulnerable populations are underserved. FATE offers an opportunity for those families. We are offering a mobile tech service, digital literacy instruction for students and their parents in their community or in their home. Let's see here. Sorry. So digital literacy, what is it? It is the solution for this problem, right? So for 21st century skills, today, it is projected that if students do not have these skills, they will not be prepared for the workforce. Forgive me, I apologize. Sorry. The incredible advances in technology have changed the way people communicate and interact. When a student and a parent, when a student comes from a family where a parent is digitally illiterate, it puts them at a disadvantage. I'm sorry, I'm looking at too many things on my screen right now. So we will provide this traveling technology for these students in need. We help students and parents build and expand their digital literacy and their skills for academic achievement. 65% of students entering school today will end up working in an information age career. So geographic location will be no problem with our service. Fear of asking for help will be no problem. Student engagement, parent engagement, no problem. And technology access will be no problem. What we provide is not only do we come just to offer the service, but we bring computers with us. Again, it can be offered in the home or in the community. So some families are not going to be open to someone coming into the home, so we can offer it in a close by community building. So our market, is the families with income below the poverty level. Females and males 15 to 35 years of age with school-age children. Next. So our customer would be school districts. It would be identified school districts such as Niagara Falls and Buffalo. Community-based organizations who service families. And then, of course, being a vendor for a community-based organization or a school district. Please. So in the fall, during the pandemic, we conducted a pilot of 55 families. We had a survey, and it produced the opportunities and let us know that the need was there. Next slide, please.
You are at 5 minutes, Simone, just a heads
Oh
up.
my gosh. Oh, the competition would be community-based organizations, other vendors of Buffalo Public Schools, and we would be the only urban-focused initiative of this kind. Next. So the use of our funds, these funds would be to create and implement a marketing plan, to hire a technology instructor, and to, of course, provide reimbursement for travel. Next. Keep going, please. I was looking for I think that's it. Thank you.
All right, Simone, thank you very much. I remember the first time you talked about this, about your solution to this problem. I'm going to go and give my feedback first, I guess. I remember the first time you talked about this solution and this problem to me, and it's something that I wasn't totally aware of, but the more, since you and I have talked, I've seen more and more articles and more media covering this. So I know that it's definitely a need, and good for you. Good on you for trying to solve this. One thing just about the pitch in general, I will say is practice, practice, practice. And one thing is we'll make sure that everybody has it so they can control their own slides, because I think that's helpful if you can kind of control be in the driver's seat, and we'll help everybody get through that next time. But other than that, yeah, I could see. I think we answered most of those questions.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was all over the place.
That's okay. Practice, practice, practice. We've started at time. So, Yasmin or Dave or Mike or Jahida?
Yeah, I think you're definitely addressing what is a significant problem. You just need to focus more on like the pricing structure and the financials, especially the pricing structure, right? Because this is the type of problem that even though it's significant, oftentimes it's hard to get districts motivated to pay for a solution. So, how do those dynamics work, and what's the pricing? And is it hourly engagement? Is it ultimately going to be like software as a service? Is it a package? Just more information into those particulars going forward.
So Yasmin, thank you. You know this firsthand. We've met on this, and that's always been the struggle for me, is how to present this without going the nonprofit route. So that continues to be my struggle. Thank you.
Anytime.
Simone, I just wanted to add in there. I know you mentioned a piece on there where you said some people might not feel comfortable having you come into their homes. So possibly, community organizations, it would be nice to see like what benefit they get out of it, like what's in it for them, so to speak. So is it, X amount of the community members are now moving on to, this other space because they've had that training, and just things like that. I think that would be interesting to see. That way they can see that it's not just individuals that are benefiting from this, but actual organizations and kind of the pricing structure behind that as well.
Thank you.
My comment is just the, I don't even know the right word. It's compartmentalizing the information so that it's not too much. In a 3-minute presentation, I keep saying this to everybody, is short, sweet, and simple. You can define the problem and the solution and how you're going to do it in 1 or 2 sentences for each one of the slides that's actually in play. If you can bring that in together, because again, the aspect of the financials, and this is an overall, and please excuse me for this. Anybody who's functioning with a community-based type platform, it does not matter in the financials. You still have to put them together. It's a matter of what you think your revenue is going to be, where it's coming from, you know, and what it's actually going to look like for the future. So whether you're profit or not-for-profit or a community-based organization, the workout is still the same. That's it. But it's good piece. I mean, you're bringing information to everybody. It just needs to be just shortened a little.
Thank you.
Simone, I liked the way you described the problem. It's clearly an issue, and you articulate that very well. So that was great. But as has been mentioned, information about your financial projections over 12 and 24 months and how you would arrive at those numbers would be helpful and critical to your next pitch. And more detail on the competitors and why you're the best alternative as compared to them. You can elaborate on that.
Okay. Thank you.
Great job.
Thanks.
Cool. Thank you so much, Simone. And now, Lashana Rogers, you're on my list. Are you here? I don't think so. Destiny, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, you're up.
Okay.
Lisa Goff, you're on deck, and then Shayna and Leslie.
Can you all see my screen?
Not yet, Destiny.
Try again.
It keeps. I don't know why it brings up a whiteboard. Can you guys see?
I can see a whiteboard.
But not the PowerPoint?
So let's see. Try this. Try it again. Go to screen share screen, and then pick your PowerPoint.
Yeah, I don't know why, but the PowerPoint is not even coming up. The only option it has is whiteboard.
Destiny, do you want to email it to me, and then we can get you next?
I was about to say, yeah, I may have to. Oh wait, it says that I'm sharing my screen. Can you all see my screen?
No.
No.
So send it to me. Just because we're tight on time, I'm going to bounce to the next person, and we'll bounce back to you.
Okay.
So, thank you. Good job. Lisa Goff, I have yours too. Let me pull that up here.
Okay.
Maybe. I know.
Just want to mention to Destiny, Silverlight is mentioning to you to make sure it's open on your computer, Destiny.
Yeah, the PowerPoint is open. I have it like minimized, but when I hit share screen, the only thing that comes up is whiteboard. Oh, wait.
Don't have it minimized, and that might be.
Yeah, you don't want it minimized.
Let's see something really quickly.
Need to open it up.
Hmm. What about now? Oh, it says sharing's paused. Okay.
Looking kind of awkward.
So I'm going to go to Lisa. Lisa, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. It won't let me make it full screen because I don't have access or the proper access, but you just tell me when you're ready to switch slides and I will switch slides for you.
Okay.
All right.
Hello, good evening. My name is Lisa L. Goff, founder and owner of UC Sanaa in Rochester, New York, a home-based business. UC Sanaa is Swahili for Black art. It features quality artwork prints, which highlights the African diaspora celebrating their diverse cultures. Next slide. In 2018, I noticed the lack of affordable Black artwork available in the Rochester area. I was shopping for some artwork to decorate my home. Why is that a problem? Well, it omits the struggles, triumphs, and contributions and experiences of some people of color in the area. African Americans, Afro-Caribbeans, and Rochester comprises of approximately 59% of Black and Brown residents, 59% African American, 39% Latina, and Rochester is home for the largest Puerto Rican community in the United States. Next slide. So the solution, because of my passion for Black history, I decided to launch a home-based business in August of 2018. I met with the City of Rochester Kiva staff and received a startup loan of $3,000 in October 2018. So my solution is a product, affordable, beautiful, unframed artwork prints by various artists. Next slide. So here's my ideal customer. Between the ages of 25 and 45, married, male and female, college graduates, income level of $60,000 and higher, and homeowners. I reach out to my potential customers via social media, Facebook, and Instagram. I also seek out vendor opportunities, searching for cultural brokers, community organizations, social education, religious organizations. Next slide. So I believe I bring value. UC Sanaa, as I stated, is artwork, which highlights the amazing work of Black artists with a focus on education, history, and culture and heritage. I, as a pop-up market vendor, I have been a vendor at over 25 pop-up markets in the city of Rochester. Next slide. So looking at the industry, I identified 3 local competitors. What sets me apart, UC Sanaa, is that unlike the 3 competitors that are listed on the slide, who are solo artists, UC Sanaa features many artists. Their artwork reflects the various experiences and great contributions. And I believe this is in great, significant appreciation for art and culture. Next slide. I would spend the $7,000 on artwork inventory, credit card processor, use it to pay vendor fees, and to have my website designed. I believe this will increase my sales dramatically. This will help me reach my 1-year sale goals of $52,000, 2-year sale goal, $62,000, 1-year net income of $30,000, and 2 years net income of $35,000. Next slide. So in closing, I believe UC Sanaa is a wonderful product for Black art enthusiastic individuals and others who can decorate their homes and workspace with these wonderful prints, which illustrates positive images that uplift and inspire. Thank you. Last slide.
Great. Lisa, thank you so much. And I apologize. I had my gallery window, my all the windows of people's faces over the present button. So I could have shown that in full screen. I apologize.
Oh, no problem. And I apologize because for some reason I've done 100 PowerPoint presentations, but using this Google, I don't know, it just threw a monkey wrench in it, but it's over. And thank you, everyone.
I think you did a great job. You talked about a problem that I did not know about. You know, I wasn't aware of this, and I've heard you talk about it a few times now, and I got to hear you practice even. And this was great, informative, gave me all the information I was looking for. Again, you know, one thing that would help is if you could kind of break down, you know, if you're selling, let's say $60,000 worth of paintings, how many paintings is that? And then how many artists are impacted by that? But that would be my only, I think one of my only critiques there, but I'll pass it along to Jahida.
Thank you. And thanks for helping driving the bus.
Absolutely, you're welcome.
Great job, Lisa. I think the only thing that I would add in there is, I know you said it's affordable art. So I think it would be interesting to see kind of, you know, the price range on your artwork versus, you know, some of your competition so that people can really understand how affordable it is compared to someone else. Other than that, you did a wonderful job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The only comment I'm going to make, and I actually made it once before, and I have a little challenge with the term affordable, because we actually talked about your format and what you do. And it's not necessarily the fact that it has to be affordable, but you are providing a need which is actually there, and that need has value. That value, in the terms where I come from, is not affordable. And that's why it is what it is. Other than that, a little more of the connection. You do the art, you serve certain people, but the issue is, I guess, the benefit to the individuals. You accept it, but there's a gap in between the connection of it.
Okay.
So just to be able to connect that a little better, because then that will actually talk about the real value, which is a part of what you're actually doing.
Okay, thank you.
We also didn't get a time on that.
Keisha, you have the time?
4:36.
So that's 1 point.
Okay.
Dave or Yasmin?
Yeah, I'd say I love the problem. And you know, Lisa, we've spoken about this, right?
Yes.
I would say going forward, you really want to focus on and I would agree too about the affordability term.
Okay.
I would encourage you to focus on really the luxe nature of what you're doing, because I think so often I hate to use the term ethnic, right? Because technically everything is ethnic, right? If people are from different ethnicities, but to use that term ethnic art oftentimes is put out in the marketplace as affordable as opposed to Western centric art, which is often, you know, lauded as luxury, and it should be one and the same. And certainly there are buyers in the marketplace that treat the art that you are putting out there for them just as luxurious as something that you would get from Sotheby's, right? So I would say rethink affordability, because to the people who are interested in the art that you're selling, you know, affordability wouldn't necessarily come to mind if it's something that makes somebody feel a certain type of way, you know, a positive way by having that art in their home. So I would
Okay.
say that, and then also provide more stats on the industry, because as we talked about before, this is a booming space. This is a multi-billion-dollar market cap space that we're talking about.
Yes.
So it's not like, you know, you go to TJ Maxx or Home Goods and get something on the clearance racks. The people are paying tons, like thousands of dollars for one piece from artists that are all across the African diaspora. So just a couple things to think about.
Okay, thanks.
No problem.
Yeah, Lisa, I enjoyed your presentation a lot. It was
Thank you.
it was nice. And it kind of alerted me to a situation that I'm not all that familiar with. But to Yasmin's point, some stats supporting the problem would have been more powerful.
Okay.
If there's any information out there that talks about the number of artists in this space, locally or regionally, that would be helpful. Cross section of the population with some figures, some ethnicity breakdown. You mentioned some stats, but if you could have it on a slide, so the numbers would be powerful. And then just some finance and budget projections about your 12 and 24-month numbers, some more detail behind those. And since you're in the business of producing products, you probably want to wade into the waters about how long it takes you to make a piece of art. And if it takes me a week to make a piece of art, and I can on average sell that piece of art for X number of dollars, what does that translate into for a full year?
So I need to be, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I need to be more clear. These are basically reproduced prints. So I do not make any of them.
I'm sorry, that got by me. My bad.
But
okay.
I need to be more clear with that.
Okay.
So these are, yes, they're reproduced prints.
Okay, all right.
Thank
Nice
you,
job.
though.
Nice job.
Lisa, thank you so much. Great job.
Thank you.
And now we'll go to Destiny.
Okay, I think I have it pulled up. Oh, okay. Perfect.
All right, we'll go.
Yeah.
You just tell me when you want to change slides and all that, okay?
Got it. Okay.
When you're ready.
All right. Hello, everyone. Destiny Ward here, founder and owner of DKW Vending LLC, established right in Indianapolis, Indiana. As a fresh new company started in 2020, we are eager to provide excellent vending services to various businesses. Next slide. Affecting employers, employees, residents, and customers within the establishment, not having snacks or beverages to your liking is a problem, poor level of service from vendors is a problem, and simply not having the option in your establishment is a problem. This is a problem because it's causing a negative effect and impact on employee customer retention, productivity, and satisfaction. Next slide. In order to solve this problem, we provide customizable quality vending services with a personal touch. Our number one priority is to keep our machines well stocked, serviced, clean, and fully operational at all times. Our main objective is to ensure that our clients are provided with superior vending services. We currently have 2 clients and we are working on another one. Next slide. Our ideal market are those businesses with 20 plus or more employees and those high foot traffic businesses. Like you see on the screen, our ideal market is also businesses that are open 6+ days a week, 8+ hours a day, locations where employees, customers, and residents are in need of snacks and beverages regularly, and businesses in Marion County and the surrounding area is our target market. Next slide. The US vending machine industry market size is $8 billion. The vending machine is one of the most convenient ways of grabbing a quick snack. It is also one of the efficient and low-cost methods used by suppliers to deliver goods to end users from a business perspective. What makes vending machines unique is that it does not just offer snacks and beverages, but you can also sell consumables such as cigarettes and lottery tickets. The country with the most vending machines in the world is the United States. Next slide. In 2015, research showed that about 5 million vending machines in the US earn roughly $20 billion a year. As food distribution systems begin to emerge, our biggest competition are the mini food markets in hotels and apartment complexes, the mom and pop shops, and even other vending machine businesses. The biggest force that has impacted the industry is COVID-19. COVID-19 led to a delayed shipment of equipment cross countries, which led to a back order on machine parts. And COVID-19 also shut down a majority of businesses, which impacted the vending machines within those businesses. This caused a loss of money and products being wasted. Next slide. I will invest the $7,000 on all things that will increase revenue and clientele. Buying 6 more machines with $4,000 and placing in 3 different locations is projected to bring in $6,000 a month. That is 5 times our gross income within the last 6 months. In 12 months, our projected revenue would be roughly $82,800. More machines, more revenue. DKW Vending is ran just by one person, me. Adding more people to the team will help cut down on time spent at various locations. Adding people to the DKW family will help bring in more revenue. More people on the team, more people to delegate various tasks to. Software and technology will increase revenue as well by attracting more customers to buy our ebooks, documents, and other vending services via our website. Within 24 months, we should see a 5% increase in our intended projected revenue. Next slide. So who's ready to join the DKW family and reinvest those coins where they matter? Thank you.
Very good. Very
Thank
good.
you.
Keisha, what do we have on time there?
I have 4 minutes and 12 seconds.
All right, so that's 2 points on time. Easy 2 points. And I think I'll start again. I think when you're educating your audience a little bit like you did, it's okay to go a little over time. We'll tighten that up as we move forward, but it was great. A couple things I really liked. You broke down exactly how you're going to use that money. You said the phrase more machines, more revenue, and not more machines, more money, more machines, more profit. You know that it's, there's a scalability there, but you still talked about that it's going to increase revenue. It's great. And then adding more people, you're able to delegate, so you're thinking ahead. One thing I like that we've seen on a few others, but not many, and one thing we're actually going to talk about here in just a couple minutes, you had an identity, you had a brand presented in your PowerPoint. So good job on that.
Thank you.
And I'll toss it over to Jahida.
Great job.
Thank you.
Nothing else.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would say really great job. There was a lovely flow with all of the information. And I know it's been a couple of years now with the pandemic. It's making me forget when I was there. I think it was 2019. But I distinctly remember when I visited Facebook and Instagram headquarters, one of the things that blew my mind was the variety of the vending machines, of what they had. There was that customizable experience. There were vending machines for food, drinks, there was a vending machine for mothers. There were vending machines for equipment for, the engineers. If it was the middle of the night and you broke something and you could just get it. So I say that to say a big part of, a lot of this future of work talk in terms of making workplaces really work for people from different backgrounds is the customer experience. So I think you've got something really great here. My one question, because you piqued my curiosity, you mentioned ebooks. What kind of ebooks?
Yeah, so my plan, like within the next 12 months, is to kind of start selling like ebooks and other documents that I use to help me progress in the vending business. So I want to make my own ebooks, sell some my legal agreement, like the contract I have, I would love to sell that to other people. So just all the knowledge, I would just love to kind of bundle it up and give it to others who are trying to get into business.
So that sounds great. So I would definitely, you know, look further into doing that. What I thought you meant, and you may consider looking into this, as you get more data and therefore more knowledge about what works in terms of vending, vending products, right? Food, drinks, etc., for different organizations, and you start to put a picture together of what people like in different fields, right? Because people who are heavy in tech, like we like really a lot of us like really unhealthy food and drinks, right? Because it helps us to keep going. So I say that to say you may be able to turn your data that you collect into how-tos for how companies and like their benefits programs, their wellness programs can cater to more segmented employee communities on site, so that they have a better insights into what employees like to keep them happy and to have that on the job satisfaction lead to more engagement and more productivity. So
Yeah.
you may work that into a wellness program type of tutorial.
Yeah, I kind of have something like that, sort of what you said. So like on all of my machines, I have QR codes, and customers, employees, or whatever, they can scan it and see a list of products that we do sell come up. And then if they see something that they don't like, it's an option for them to write it in. And then of course on my end, if I see a lot of people are asking for this or asking for that, you get it.
Perfect. Well, excellent job.
Thank you.
So guys, Dave and Mike, I'm gonna cut you guys off. We have to get done by 6:30, so that I give Jahida and Jessica enough time to present. So we have two more. We have Shayna and then Leslie. I just saw you come in too. So those are our final two. I'm gonna have you guys present Shayna, then Leslie, and we're gonna go without the judges' feedback just so we can get done in time to get class in tonight too. So I know it's not ideal, but we will reach out to Mike and Dave can give feedback directly to Destiny, and then we can all give feedback directly to Shayna and Leslie outside of class or even after class if you guys want to stick around and talk after class. But so now I'm going to go directly to Shayna to present.
Hello, how's my sound?
Great.
Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, my name is Shayna Broughton, and I am the president of the Mommy Boss Collective, Birth and Beyond, which was established in December 2020. Presence, patience, and compassionate support make the impossible possible. Problem. We need more doulas supporting our educated Black women during birth and beyond, because approximately 700 women die in the US each year as a result of pregnancy or mostly preventable complications with or without a degree. More than 60% of these deaths are preventable if appropriate care is given in a timely fashion. Disparities in maternal and infant health in part reflect increased barriers to care for people of color. Solution. Get you a doula, sis. A doula is a support person that provides comfort to mothers before, during, and after birth. The Mommy Boss Collective is different because we encourage group model care by linking moms to be with other moms in the Mommy Boss network. The Mommy Boss Collective is trained to educate with evidence-based information that can be life-changing during labor and delivery. Did you know that Black women without a doula are at risk for receiving care that isn't in their best interest? This isn't old news. The Mommy Boss Collective attended a birth in April where the professionals gave information that put the Black mother at risk, and it resulted in a hospital transfer. Studies have shown that doulas can cut back time spent in labor, reduce a mother's anxiety, lower the rate of medical intervention, including sections and improve mother-baby bonding post-birth by providing antepartum, birth, and postpartum support. The Mommy Boss Collective will provide a full circle services for mommies and their support systems to increase the success of healthy pregnancy from a holistic approach. Our mommies will take a personalized assessment to address their needs individually, focusing on medical literacy, nutrition, fitness, and wellness. Are you getting serious with your boo? Are you thinking about taking it to the next level by having a little baby? Are these facts alarming and now you don't know what a safe way is for you? The Mommy Boss Collective will take excellent care of all of your needs from start to finish. There are 3 ways to join our sisterhood: through a one-time payment, 3 easy payments, or a monthly payment, 10 in total. Education literally saves lives, and we are here to prepare you for the most beautiful and busiest part of your life. The Mommy Boss Collective is dedicated to providing full circle doula services, a one-stop shop where we will address social and economic factors that drive healthy outcomes, including but not limited to education and food, a nutritional plan that is personalized. Whoops. The doula services the Mommy Boss Collective provides will work to reduce the mortality rate in Black women, as well as inviting other doulas of color to predominantly white spaces. We are more proactive instead of reactive. We like holistic healing from the beginning and a sisterhood approach through the centering program that brings moms to be together during their experiences. Whoops. This $7,000 will help the Mommy Boss Collective fill the gaps in all of our current and future mommies' lives by increasing our visibility on social media and in the community in the city of Buffalo. With this funding, we will be able to provide additional training to our doulas and staff and expand holistic awareness. We intend to fully stock highly requested items available to our clients, such as natural remedies, books, and tools to assist with a smooth transition in every part of prenatal through postpartum. The Mommy Boss Collective will ensure healthier communities for Black and brown babies and their mothers, but also allow them to maintain a healthy lifestyle from postpartum and beyond. Through the education and a personalized care plan and access to a sisterhood that supports every aspect of pregnancy through postpartum, the Mommy Boss Collective will take care of your every need. Finn.
All right, Shayna, thank you so much.
You're
Very
welcome.
nice. Keisha, what were we at on time there?
4 minutes and 55 seconds.
Shit. I didn't say that.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's all right. Judges, 1 point
I
on
tried
that.
to cut it out.
And then, Leslie, this is, tonight will be the last night to present. If you want to go, you can go. Leave it up to you, Leslie. I'll give you a couple seconds to let me know. All right. I'm gonna take that as okay. All right, Leslie, no problem. Thank you, though. All right, guys, everybody, very nice. That completes our pitches. 3 days, 2.5, almost 3 full classes. Very nice job. We're going to compile the scores and let everybody know tomorrow how they scored. We'll send out emails tomorrow, let everybody know how they did. We've got to compile scores from 2 or 3 different nights here. So we're going to get all that and let everybody know. And we'll give you instructions, whether you made it or not. We will give you instructions about next steps. So thank you so much. Wonderful job. There's a ton of effort put into this. We really saw all the hard work you guys put into this. I really was impressed by just the amount of work and effort you did, especially the people who just continued to show up for things and ask for help. That's why we're here. So wonderful job. And now I'm going to hand it over to Jahida and Jessica. Jessica is Jessica Lewis from LaLu Public Relations. Hi, Jessica. And they are going to talk to us about branding and identity.
Okay, hello everyone, good evening.
Good evening, Ms. Lewis.
Hello, hello.
Good evening.
Hi, Jahida, did you want to say anything or did you want me to just jump right in?
No, I think because we're a bit short on time, we can kind of just go right into it.
Okay, perfect. All right, so thank you guys so much for having me. Tonight's session is going to focus on better branding for businesses. I do a lot of presentations on branding, so if you've been a part of my presentation, this will be a refresher. If not, then this will be an introduction. Next slide.
Oh, bear with me 1 second. Of course, it wouldn't work when I'm doing this. One second.
Okay. Hi, Regina, I see your comment down there. Okay, all right. So again, my name is Jessica Lewis, and I'm the president and CEO of LaLu Public Relations. And this is Jahida, Business Development Officer.
Y'all already know me.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to start off by talking about why a strong brand is important. And I want to read this to you. Your brand is arguably one of your business's most important assets. It gives your business an identity, makes your business memorable, positions you as a trusted resource, supports your marketing and advertising, and brings your team pride. Branding gives your business an identity beyond its service and offerings. It gives customers something to relate to and connect with. So we're going to do something called a gallery walk, where I'm going to show you logos of some pretty recognizable businesses, brands, and I want you to come off mute and just tell me briefly what you think when you see this logo. So for example, Chick-fil-A. Can somebody tell me what you think about their brand? And what does their brand represent?
Oh, Christian faith.
I see a chicken.
A chicken.
I think
Chicken.
Great
Christian.
customer service.
Great customer service.
Yes.
Destiny, I hear you.
I initially think like when they're closed on Sundays.
Yeah.
So I think that.
I like great chicken and salad.
Great chicken and salad. Okay, awesome. What else?
I do like that they're closed on Sundays as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very commercial, and I think that they actually have a family base to where they have made their brand to where they can be off on those days.
Okay. Anybody else?
I look at it from the religious perspective also. They're off on Sundays, and I love their fries.
That's what I was thinking of, the waffle fries.
Waffle fries are on point.
I would just
Conservative,
sorry.
conservative, homophobic, sexist. They support various ultra conservative and far right causes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
They've had, I used to live in the South, and they had lots of challenges navigating a diverse society, and it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way in the community I lived in. So,
Mm-hmm. I do some crisis communications. So I understand when brands come up against some hard stuff and then they got to pay the big bucks to have somebody come in and fix it. Okay, anything else? Because I have some information that I want to share with you about their brand. If no one else has any other comments. Okay, so I believe it was Destiny that mentioned about them being closed on Sundays. That is a huge part of their brand, a huge part of their identity. And one thing I can say about Chick-fil-A is that they're consistent. It doesn't matter whether you go to a Chick-fil-A in Pennsylvania or Florida. Every Chick-fil-A is going to have the same menu. The food is going to taste the same. They're always going to be closed on Sunday. It's never a situation where you're going to be surprised whether you go from one location to the other. They're pretty consistent with their customer service and even the challenges that they face right? So you guys are in Rochester, but I'm actually in Florida right now. And so these same kind of concerns would resonate through everywhere, one, through the power of social media, right? Like that's the new printing press. So when you're thinking about your own brand, recognize like the power of what people have to say about you. That's why your brand is so much more than your logo. Your brand is what people experience when they interact with you. And so if somebody could mute with one of the admins, but if you have a bad experience, like, you know, that leaves a bad taste in your mouth. So as business owners, you want to make sure, obviously, customer service and customer interaction being like the number one thing, because that's what's going to keep your business, your doors open. If people aren't soliciting your business, like if they aren't consuming what you are offering, you really don't have a business. Okay, so with Chick-fil-A, why they're closed on Sundays. Their founder, Truett Cathy, made the decision to close on Sundays in 1946 when he opened his first restaurant. Having worked 7 days a week in restaurants open 24 hours, Truett saw the importance of closing on Sundays so that his employees could set one day aside to rest and worship if they chose, a practice they uphold today. Now, in their advertisement, they'll have a cow, if you ever seen it, the visual of it, but the words will say, eat more chicken, right? Because when people eat more chicken, they eat less cows, and their business is selling chicken. They have 2,400 restaurants, which can be found inside airports, malls, college campuses, in the heart of Manhattan, and in neighborhoods in 47 states and Washington, D.C. Now, if you look at their logo, the capital A is on purpose. It means grade A, top quality. Okay, any questions? Okay, let's go to the next one. All right, this is super recognizable. This is like recognized internationally. So someone come on, tell me what you think about this particular brand.
Sports.
Absolutely.
Just do it.
Just do it.
The swoosh.
The swoosh.
Style,
Colin
mainstream.
Kaepernick.
Longevity.
Celebrity backers.
What was that? Celebrity backers?
Backers.
Yeah, they do a lot of endorsements.
Consistent.
Absolutely.
Endorsements.
No one said it, but Michael Jordan or Jordan.
That's who I was trying to think of the athlete. It's Michael Jordan. Thank you.
Without a doubt.
Quality.
Yes, ma'am.
I live in Pennsylvania, and this was about over a decade ago, but they got mixed up with the Jerry Sandusky stuff too back in the day with Penn State University and everything. So they had their controversy too, like Chick-fil-A.
No brand is without it, to be quite honest. When you get to that magnitude, trust and believe. You're going to have your slip-ups.
To me, it looks like a big check mark. It's like you're on point. It's like the big check. That's what I think about when I see it.
Okay. Anybody else?
I think about how they're evolving their brand, because I was just seeing how their swimsuits, you can buy hijabs for the swimsuits.
Yes. I want to talk about that.
And I would say scalable.
They just launched a maternity line as well.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, and plus size.
They sponsor one of the biggest running communities in Oregon as well. So they're really big in the running community.
Wow.
And they also cater to plus size women.
Yeah, the way that they are able to evolve and like add other components to their business is amazing. I can't think of what the term is called, but this one thing I do, I do PR, but I always remain a student of my craft. right? Like you can never get to the point where you know it all. Things are always evolving, changing. There's new things on the horizon. And when you work in PR, you got to like stay up on it. But one thing that I was reading, they use the Martha Stewart brand as an example because, you know, she has kitchenware, but then it's like homeware, bedding, you know what I'm saying? So she's expanding, and that's essentially what they're doing. The swoosh is such a popular symbol. They don't even need to put Nike there for you to recognize it. When have you ever seen the word swoosh written somewhere? But we all know that that's what that symbol is. So the power of their brand, and you can see that Nike symbol, and it can be in any color, and you already know that's Nike. You know what I'm saying?
Winning.
What's
winning.
that?
Winning.
Mm-hmm. So let me just read a little bit about the winged goddess of victory. So in Greek mythology, Nike is the winged goddess of victory. The logo is derived from the goddess wing swoosh, which symbolizes the sound of speed, movement, power, and motivation. And you can see those elements lived out in their brand. So we're going to talk about taglines and stuff, but again, your brand is the way that customers experience you, if that makes sense, okay? All right, let's go to the next one, okay?
Yeah.
Tell me what you guys think.
Macintosh.
Yep.
Always evolving.
For sure.
iPhone.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
iPad. Confusing to anyone with an Android.
Oh,
Oh.
the commercials with the Mac guy and the PC guy.
Terrible customer service.
Longevity.
Steve Jobs.
Long
Brand
line.
exclusivity.
Expensive. Very.
Hungry.
What was that?
Hungry.
Hungry.
Difficult is another one. Difficult.
In what way?
Well, my son just got an iPhone for the first time, and I have a Android, and the differences are just ridiculous. Like I told him that I was going to get an iPhone too, but I absolutely cannot. Like I can't. I had a Mac for a week, and I literally couldn't even check my email without calling somebody that had a Mac. So
yeah,
it's just not easy. The transition is not easy from Android to Mac.
Yeah, part of me feels like that's a little bit intentional that they do that. The operating systems are so different. My mom has an Android, my grandmother, and I can't work their phones. Like how do you do this? And I'm like, I don't know, because I have an iPhone. If you had an iPhone, I could help, but
I would give Monopoly.
Yeah, I have an iPhone and my sister an Android, and I cannot deal with the Android at all. So
Yeah, that's what my kids said. They said that apples are easier. But if you remember how it started, it was, it did come out as easier, when it first came out. I don't necessarily think so, but yeah.
Awesome computers. They have a lot of good stuff on there. You can get a good computer from them that is fantastic.
I think it's easier for the younger generation somewhat, because it's almost as though they come here knowing how to work Android.
Yeah.
And like my daughter, she was 11 and she made videos for me for my jewelry, as advertisements. And I'm like, how did you do that? And I don't know how to do that stuff. But they just get on there and do their little things, and
can I say something? I do believe that I have just switched to an Apple myself, and I'm 45. Let's play that, right? And it is really a lot easier than we think it is. It's a lot easier. It took me a year and a half to learn my Android. With this, it really is for the kids because it's easier. The kids don't want to do much, so they learn a lot easier. So I do take it like that, and I have been able to learn this a lot easier. I've only had one for my daughter gave me one, and I just got a new one in the last month. And it really is a lot easier. And I am 45 and I never thought I would say it because I'm Android ready. But we do put ourselves through the particular, what we're doing, what we do and how we do our thing. And if you take a second to learn what they're doing, they're very basic. They're more basic than we are.
Thank you.
I don't like the fact with Apple, you have to pay, like you have the iTunes and you have like the Apple stuff, all of that. And it's like you have to pay for all of that. Whereas like with Android, you can download your songs and save it in a folder. It's like you have a lot more options and a lot more free options rather than Apple. They're very much tagging you for money, money, money.
And I think Apple breeds fanatics. You know, they're standing in those lines at 3 a.m. just to see, you know, what's going to happen next. And there's always a long line, which is good for them because that means they got customers, but it's a turnoff to me.
Right.
Can I add just a little something too that I noticed? So we were in the car, my son and I, and he was looking for an aux cord to play music. And lo and behold, you have to buy a whole new aux cord for like $20.
Yeah.
And there's no connection. Like they just don't give you a break. I don't understand.
Exactly.
Like, I'm like, why do you have to nickel and dime me the whole time? The phone was already $900.
Right.
So why do I have to buy all this extra stuff?
We see that there are a couple positives.
The box part with the cord. You be lucky to get the cord.
So we see
No,
that
just a regular, we don't even get the box with the new one.
Hello.
We had to make sure that we had a box already. So it was, you know, like that wasn't so hard, but you have to like literally buy these little pieces.
Hey.
If you want to like have the same experience that I have with my Galaxy,
Can y'all hear me?
you have to buy other stuff.
We can hear you.
guys,
I think
I
they're
wanna-
over.
Hey, I don't want to
Jahida
talk over
is
anybody.
running
the
a
conversation.
Guys,
Hi.
I don't want to talk over anybody. I'm going to. I want to give everybody time to present. Jessica and Jahida put a lot of time. I'm totally for this debate of Apple versus Android. It's Apple, by the way. That's the winner. But I want to give time to Jahida and Jess because this is really important information that we're getting to. So sorry to be the heavy.
That's okay. And I'll continue on. Jahida, did you want to say anything in particular or just to move us along?
No, I just wanted to move us along.
Okay, I appreciate everybody's enthusiasm and participation. That's awesome. So just a little bit here. So we're very familiar with Apple Macintosh, right? The computers, 3.5 floppy A, if anybody remembers the floppy disk. Apple is considered a big tech company alongside Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Facebook. That iPad, iPhone, whatever, it's for internet connectivity. And we also know how the number of iterations that the iPhone goes through. I don't even know what they're on, like 12 or 14. But again, evolving, you know, you always want to just have room for flexibility as a business owner and as you are fine tuning your brand. So let's go on, Jahida, bring me to, not this one, we'll skip this one, we'll skip the next one, take me to, yes. Okay, so we're gonna get into the meat of the presentation. There's 3 components, 3 core phases of branding. The first is your brand strategy. So this will map out how you're different, trustworthy, memorable, and likable by your ideal customer. It will convey your purpose, promises, and how you solve problems for people. You can think of brand strategy as the blueprint for how you want the world to see your business. Okay, so that's the first component. Take me to the second one, please. The second component is brand identity. So if brand strategy is a plan that focuses on the long-term development of your purpose and impact, then brand identity is the way that you convey this to the public with visuals, messaging, and experience. Brand identity should be applied across all channels consistently. It is the way that your business becomes recognizable. The swoosh being one example. It's the way, this includes your logo, colors and fonts, website design, content, advertising, print or packaging, and more. Will these I'm fine with them sharing. So if they do, that's totally fine. Something that you can do when it comes to adding innovation, build a set of brand guidelines or a brand style guide to govern the composition and use of your assets. And so what that is, that would kind of be like your colors, like your color scheme. So if you are working with multiple graphic designers, but you have like a style guide, you can send that to them to say, you know, my blue is RGB 1, 2, 3 or whatever. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you're not there yet, that's totally fine. If you just say my colors are royal blue and silver, then it's royal blue and silver. Okay. Next component, please. This is the third one, brand marketing. So brand marketing is the way that businesses or organizations highlight and bring awareness to products or services by connecting values and voice to the right audience through strategic communication. So when I joined on the call, the doula, I can't remember the name of the business. What is it?
Our Mommy Village.
Our Mommy Village. Okay, so she was presenting. She has a very specific target audience, right? Like she's not talking to men. She's probably talking to women in childbearing ages, you know? And so you have to think about that when it's your brand marketing. You don't want to just, it's a term called spray and pray. Like you're just trying to get it out in front of everybody and hoping that it lands. Like, no, you need to have a target audience who you're talking to, and then some key messages that would resonate with that target audience. So a woman who's like in her late 40s or early 50s, the doula is not going to be her thing, right? Like she's probably already had her kids. She's moving on. She's trying to be, you know, an empty nester at this point. So yes, spray and pray. It's a real thing. So when it comes to your business, you really have to understand who you're talking to and target your marketing from that point. Okay. So here's some graphic design sites. Canva, obviously that one is really popular. Like I use it myself. Here's some other ones. If you guys need stock images, the last 4 here, Pixels, Pixabay, Nappy.co, they're focused just on Black images only. But utilize free resources out there because they are available for use.
I'll add that the Adobe link, as Jessica was explaining about colors, when you're looking into who your target demographic is, what type of business you are. For example, Shayna with Our Mommy Village, I know you have bright colors because that's fitting for your particular brand. But if anyone, you know, is not sure where to start, this particular link, you can go on there and they give you actually a group of colors that already work well together. And you can even search if you're looking for a particular type of mood. So you're saying, you know, traditional or happy, you can type that in the search bar and it'll give you a ton of different options of color groups. So you can start somewhere instead of just wondering where to start.
Okay, this was a little activity. Let me see, 6:55. Jahida, do we have time to do this?
I think we can do this one and then the next one we should be good.
Okay, all right, so what I'm gonna do is have everybody participate in the chat. Okay, so for Mercedes-Benz, which slogan do you think is theirs?
The best or nothing.
Mm-hmm. And if you could type it in the chat, that would be excellent.
Yes or nothing. Mm-hmm.
Very good. If we were in person and we had more time, I would say, what does the brand, you know, the look and feel of Benz, like, what does that mean? We know it's luxury. We know it's high end. We know it costs a lot of money. So when we think about their tagline, the best or nothing, like Benz. Okay, Subway. Drop it in the chat. Which logo, which slogan is theirs? Everybody's getting this one, right? They pride themselves on having fresh produce, you know, fresh ingredients or whatever. Remember that guy who's like really heavy set and he lost all that weight and he was kind of like
Jared.
Yeah, he was like their guy. Like that they rode that horse for a really long time. Mm-hmm. Okay, next. I'm getting hoarse. Walmart. Yes, to everyone replying, that's right. Walmart is known for affordable prices and rollback prices, beating out the competition. They're a big box store, you know, so they have the room and flexibility to offer things at a cheap price because they have so much and like everybody frequents it. Okay, yes, we'll move on to Staples. Very good. Staples wants to sell convenience. Does that make sense now with their tagline? Come to us, we'll do it for you. We'll make your copies, we'll laminate your vaccination card, we'll, you know, make your big poster, whatever you want to do. You can get all your office needs there. They even have appliances, like you can get a copier and like a refrigerator or something. It's, you know, it's crazy. So yes. Okay, Allstate, y'all ready? Okay. And you know they're using that guy with the voice. So very, very consistent. You're in good hands because they are insurance, right? Insurance is what you get to protect yourself, your car, your house, your jet ski, whatever you have. The sexy Black man. Yes, sis, yes. Okay, L'Oreal. What's L'Oreal talking about? So very good, everybody. L'Oreal, this is the beauty industry, makeup of all kinds, the foundation, you know, whatever you need. And why is that? Because you're worth it. Buy our product because you're worth it. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for participating. Hope that was a nice little fun activity for you.
All right, and so here, I know everyone, there are some people that are kind of still starting, you know, in the starting stage or already in it, maybe have a logo, something, or, you know, interested in looking to see what's your next step. So this link right down here, it'll be available in the PDF after the fact of, you know, if the presentation is over. You can see really good rules to live by if you're just starting off and trying to do it yourself before you kind of hire this work out. But just to kind of start you off, consistency is key. So as you all were kind of able to discern the slogans with the previous logos, the reason you're able to do that is because they've been consistent in their messaging. So that's something that you want to keep in mind whenever you figure out whatever your tagline is, whatever your colors are, things like that. You want to make sure that you're keeping it consistent throughout, because the minute that you start shifting and you change every couple months, people aren't going to understand what your brand is, who you are. And it also, they start to feel like they can't trust you. And that's like the last thing that you want to do with your brand. Another thing to keep in mind, these are a couple of my pet peeves as a designer, maintain the same proportions when you're scaling your images. So some people, even if you do it in Word or PowerPoint or Google Slides, you want to make something bigger or you want to make something smaller. Make sure that you are making it the same scale all the way around. Don't stretch it this way. Don't pull it this way. It starts to look very bad. And people can see that it's not, again, it's not consistent, and you're doing it yourself, which isn't always the look that you want people to see. Canva, it's a beautiful tool. There's a million fonts in there. That's what people kind of know the word as. Limit yourself to really, it should only be 2 fonts, or you could do, as an example, there's a typeface called Franklin Gothic, but it also has a bunch of variations. So you can do it in light, regular, medium, bold, heavy, that type of situation. You're still using the same family, but it looks different when you use, you know, the different variations of it. Now, if you decide you want to, you know, use 4 or 5, as many fonts as they have available to you, it starts to look a little crazy, and it starts to make your brand look like you don't know which direction you're going in. Again, not really ideal for your brand, because if you don't know where you're going, what do you expect your customers to think? You know what I mean? They're not going to trust you, and you want to gain your clients' trust. Establish visual hierarchy. Some people love putting everything in caps, which is good in a certain space. But what I tell people, you're not yelling your message unless you actually are, right? Like if you're saying hello, that's one thing, but you can't have like an entire paragraph in all caps necessarily, super bold, unless there's a specific reason that you want it to look that way. Again, you're not yelling your messages out necessarily. Make sure, you know, there's a heading or there's a, you know, subheading, there's copy text, you know, there's a visual hierarchy. So when you look at it without actually reading what's on there, you understand that, oh, okay, this is the main thing that they want me to see when I look at this. And then there goes, you know, this other line. Also, less is more. A lot of times people want to get in every possible idea, word. They want to fill in all of the white space because they're like, I need to throw all this stuff in here, because how else is someone not, you know, how are they not going to know like what I'm asking? Sometimes all you need is one word. Like, think about it. If you have a square, obviously a box is a square. So if you have a box and it's white and you have one word on there, your eye is going to automatically go to that one thing within that white box or blue box, whatever color you want. But the idea is, you know, you're getting their attention by having that space around it. So just a couple things to keep in mind when you're, you know, designing your social media posts or, you know, your grand opening about something, you know, any kind of announcement you want to do. Maybe you want to put, you know, quotes that you know, really embody the type of brand that you have. You can do that, but just keep those things in mind. And I think we are at about done. Any questions?
Yes, thank you, Jahida. Drop my contact information in the chat. It's up here. If we had more time, man, I'd get into like social media. You know, people use that because it's a free resource, but being conscious about not oversaturating what you're doing and just finding different ways to talk about your business. Because a part of what I do, in addition to PR, is communications. And so I don't know, you guys might have somebody else come on to talk about that. But again, I'm always available for questions. I want to thank all of you for your participation. This has been wonderful. Thank you.
When you use the stock photos, how do you remove the writing that's over the photo? Yeah. And if you can't remove it, does that make should you not use those photos? It's like nappy.com.
Yeah, those are called watermarks.
Watermarks.
What that means is that you have to pay for that. So if you're using a photo and it has that, people will know that you have not purchased the rights to use that photo, which is a huge no-no. Just pay, because you may end up paying more in the long run if they find out you're using their photos without actually purchasing the rights to it.
Some sites like you pay a membership and then like you pay like a subscription and then you get access to as many photos as you want in like a month or as long as you have the subscription.
Yeah. I mean, think about it, right? Like some of this stuff is super logical, right? Let's assume Allie, right? Cheese, right? So she's like, this is my cheese. I've put so much hard work into this and now Whole Foods wants to sell it, but her logo is still on there. They're just slapping their logo next to it without actually saying, hey, Allie, can we sell your cheese? Can we use this? Can that, it doesn't look good, right? Like Allie could potentially sue them because they're probably snatching off her logo and putting their thing on there, their logo on there. So now people are thinking, oh yeah, Whole Foods makes this amazing cheese, and really it's Allie that's actually making it. So, that's kind of how you want to think about it whenever you're looking at these stock photographies or anything else that you haven't yourself produced. just think about someone put their time and effort into it. So, you know, if they're saying for a certain fee that you can use it however you want to use it, you're going to want to do that.
I have a question, and I may have missed it, I'm sorry. But how do you get started? Because I never really gave it much. I'm sorry, can you hear me now? Because I see you like leaning. I'm sorry.
Slightly.
I might have to wear my headphones for the duration of the time, for the rest of the classes. But so, how do you actually get started? Because I've never really I thought about it maybe like once or twice, but never really put any actual thought into a brand, a logo, until I actually saw it on the pitch. Like, oh my gosh, I don't have a swing or whatever that is, you know. So so how do you get started? Like I need help. I might have to just get with you later or something. I don't know. Because I don't know how to get, I don't know.
There are a couple ways to get started, but before thinking about designing a logo, which most people know the brand as a logo, which a logo is just an element of your brand. A brand is very like, it entails many more things, but you essentially want to know who you are as a brand, right? Like what type of personality does your brand have? What are you actually selling? Who's your target demographic? Like there's a lot of the information that all of you presented in your pitches, like that's the information you're gonna wanna go back to, because that's gonna help indicate how someone designs, you know, the visual aspect of it for you.
Okay.
But that's just kind of a quick start on that.
Oh Lord. Okay. I'm gonna need some help, somebody. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And Jessica, please jump in if you.
Yeah, no, I think that's right. If we would have had more time, I would have asked her, like, what is her business, so I can give some concrete examples. But if we need to connect offline, I'm available.
Okay, I have your email. And so my name is Ronette, and I shall email you the next few days or so. Thank you. Ladies, great presentation.
Thank you. All right, anyone else?
Yes.
Before we jump off, I know we're 10 minutes after, so.
Jessica and Jahida, thank you both so much. Definitely needed content, and I wish we could do like 4 or 5 hours on this. And we probably could. I mean, they do semesters and whole degrees on this, so there's definitely things to teach. Thank you both so much, especially for doing it in the abridged version of it. Thank you so much.